Real Talk Corner.
Real Entertainment Network.
Iron Reese. The talk is still real. We still on the corner. We gonna touch on some topics.
SKN. We got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, it's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Iron Reese.
Dynamic duo.
Talk is still real. We still on the corner.
Real Talk
We
Corner.
gonna touch on some topics.
It's real talking, it's real talk. It's real talking, it's real talk. It's real talking, real talk. It's real talking, real talking.
Check it out. You know, in tune.
My daddy made this beat.
Yo, check it out. You know, in tune to the dynamic duo. Reese and Ira. On the corner. Real Talk Corner.
Real Entertainment Network.
Iron Reese. The talk is still real. We still on the corner. We gonna touch on some topics.
SKN. We got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, we got topics. Let's have a discussion. The people got questions. The people want answers. Yeah, it's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. It's real talk. It's real talking. Real talk. It's real talking. Real talking.
Iron Reese.
Dynamic duo.
Talk is still real. We still on the corner.
Real Talk
We
Corner.
gonna touch on some topics.
Yo, we are back. We are back. Real Talk Corner, we are back. Another Monday, another good night, another good evening to everybody. Blessings to everybody. And what's going on, boy? What the vibes?
A lot of vibes. Big week.
Lot
man.
of vibes.
Big week. Yeah, man. Big week.
Big week.
Yeah, man.
Lot
big
of
week.
action. Lot of things going on.
Lot of vibes. Lot of vibes.
A lot of real talk, right?
Real talk.
A lot of real talk, boy.
Running and things.
Yeah, man. You know, we getting back into the track and field action. It's been some time.
Love it.
Right now, we priming up and gearing up, and we're in the final stages of preparation for the mini Olympics. The mini Olympics, you know what I mean? The greatest thing in Nevis at this same year. The thing that everybody gear up for and get ready for and buy the shirt and the pants and the shoes and who are we orange and who buy purple, who buy green, who buy maroon. There are a lot of colors out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know people who never wear purple shirt, you know, and every time around this time of year they got one purple shirt. Only got one purple shirt, you know, but you put it out, you know what I mean? So big up to everybody, Enterprise round the bend.
Well, my focus on one color. So.
Round the bend. I support everybody. I support all the athletes. I am not one of those people. So I support everybody. Yeah, I support everybody. You know, it's all about the youth.
Anyway.
Nobody support it. Nobody swear back in.
Yeah, because we're on a winning team, eh? So I know that.
Well,
so
no, that cool, eh? I could tell you one thing.
yeah.
I have been on a team that threw a big time upset in the park, eh?
What
I remember class 1 boys when Robert Morton, better known as Bush, was supposed to win and Jabal Boring come along the bend and beat him in 2 races, eh? Take it easy. I have supported the winners.
Okay.
I might not support a lot of them, but I support. Don't play with me.
Take one. So what we have for the people them tonight?
Hey, tonight we got Eddie. Eddie gonna be here with us. Eddie gonna be talking a little bit of Interprimary. giving us his insight and his views on the upcoming mini Olympics. And then once Eddie leaves us, then we're going to dig into some other things. We're going to definitely have to talk about this motion of confidence that is rumored to have been filed. I
Rumors.
don't think we have had anything concrete. We haven't heard anything from any government official about it.
Rumors
So
are
for now,
spreading.
we'll just say rumors.
Rumors are spreading.
Yeah, man. But with that being said, man, let's get Eddie here with us, man. Let Eddie come talk to us about this mini Olympics business.
Yeah. Eddie. Hold on, Eddie. Let me make sure you got levels.
Yeah.
Okay, you got levels now.
Yeah, man.
For some reason,
It's good to be.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's good to be in real talk. I mean, it's sports time now. So everybody being gained up for this thing. 2
That's
years,
true. That's
2 years,
true.
everybody being out.
2
COVID
years.
had these children here. Some of them was obese and the athletes them, so they had to get them back in shape.
Really?
Kudos
That's
to all the
true.
coaches them. Yeah,
Really?
kudos to all the coaches them who been doing all this hard work with these children. Even for more, for these children who take the time out and take this thing seriously to get back, on the track.
Yeah.
That
But
is
come
true.
Wednesday the 27th, man, it's a ding dong battle for everybody.
Well,
Aye.
before we get into the talk deep about interprimary, I mean, you just mentioned something there. So we saw some negative effects from not having sports for 2 years. You said children were getting obese. We were suffering from obesity and stuff. Increase, you would
Well,
say.
because of the COVID,
Yeah. Well,
much people didn't get a chance. We've been out of school.
yeah.
Children wasn't getting a chance to do no training and so. So that is one of the reasons why I said that.
Yeah. So the children looking sluggish or they looking ready to go?
No, man, they're good to go right now, man. I'm telling you, that's why I said kudos to the coaches and the children for the
Okay.
hard work
Yes,
that they've been
man.
putting in, man.
Okay.
Hard work they've been putting in.
Okay. So Eddie, I know you were St. Thomas's primary coach, but that is no longer the case, right? So let the people know your qualification right now. This man we're talking to is a champion, eh? He's won. And he's done it
Yeah,
multiple times.
yeah. I must say, to the who listen and so on, my new role as the senior coach, is that, I've been attached to a number of schools where I just go, help the coaches then with their training and so on, So I'm not attached to any school like how I spent 17 years at St. Thomas's Primary School, So, and then normally, working with all these schools, with all these children, it is a good thing because sometimes when you look at it, you go to a school for training and so some of them might not have the know-how, how to talk to the children, or maybe just to put in that extra training or encourage, to give them some encouragement and so. So my role is basically all that,
You're talking about the
to
coaches don't
encourage
know how to talk to
and
the
to help.
children in some cases.
Yeah, because I say that because that being said, years upon years,
Okay.
So I just said that, So, but of course, the coaches, you got to talk to children, in a respectable way, in order to get them to do things,
Yeah.
And you will see results.
I believe that. I mean, we've seen results over the years. We've had some wonderful meets, some excellent
Yeah,
meets.
but I will tell you is that is that I've been to all the primary school sports them that they had on the island this year, and
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of athletes. St. Thomas's have good athletes there that can win the 1, the 2, the 4,
Yeah.
in different class. Gingerland have some the same way. Charlestown have, let me say, just say all the schools them that they got,
Okay.
but it's who gonna want it the most on the day,
Okay.
and that all boil down to training. Now, normally you and I when we got this topic here, I will tell you straight up.
Yeah.
Me coach St. Thomas may come first.
Yeah.
You know me now background from that.
Yeah.
But I am not there anymore to to know well, what the coaches then put in. Because sometimes I go to other schools, and I worked out with other schools. So when I'm not there, I can tell you well what is what, and sometimes, the time for me is not there to ask a lot of questions, because like we were trying to get them back in shape and to get them ongoing. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's anybody who want it, I on that day.
Well, Eddie, no biases
Mm.
remaining. You want to say you wash yourself of all biases.
Boy, I have to back all the children
Right.
them. Can't be like a
I
you.
like
I
that.
can't be like a
I
you.
like the
You
response, Eddie.
you
I
like a
like
my
the
sister.
response, Eddie.
Yeah, you like a my sister Jean. You like a my
Is
sister Jean. Orange
Istama.
can't come out of you. By the way, today's her birthday.
Oh,
Today's Jean birthday, my sister Jean birthday.
happy birthday to
You know?
Jean
What the blessings,
Kings.
what the blessings, what the blessings, G. What
Yes,
the
blessed earth
blessings.
strong. More life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, yeah. I bleed orange,
You
so
best believe
there's
that.
no reason for me to tell her, well,
Best
hey,
believe that.
step over here and come back.
Yeah.
And I move.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
As
know how
we
that
said
going on.
earlier, he back in everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reach could say what
And
you
that is
want.
and that is a good thing. That is a good thing.
I I back in all the children to do well. But at the end of the night, I back in Charleston Primary to hold up the trophy. And that is it. He done there.
That
If you
that is
Well,
what
understand.
you end up with like a heartbreaking life.
It doesn't matter. I can cry with my school. I can celebrate with my school. That's
Okay,
how
I
it
like
go.
that.
You check? This ain't a
nothing wrong with that. But
bandwagon.
then
This is die and die.
two two events
Orange.
two events being added, right?
Yeah.
Two events
Okay.
being added, which is the 300 meters and the
Okay.
150.
Mm.
Okay.
The grade two children them
Ooh.
used to run. The grade two children used to run 400. So what
Uh-huh.
they did, they cut out that 400 for the grade two children,
Okay.
and they allowed them to run the 300 and the 150 instead of the 200.
Okay.
You
Well,
know, so
Okay.
was it too much of
so
a
then,
strain on them?
but but it's long time we wanted to change. We wanted to change it long time. We wanted to change it long time, but it still fall from K to 2.
Okay.
From grade 1 to grade 2, you can run the 300 meters, make it much easier on a child, because sometimes you got grade 1 children who beating those, who beat those grade 2 children.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
But they wouldn't put them, and based on the international rules, when it comes to athletics, I mean, grade 2 children are not supposed to be running 400 meters.
oh, is that a okay.
300 and the 150 is recommended, yeah. Is
Okay.
recommended for that.
Okay.
Any other
So
changes?
no, just those two changes, that they have at this point. Next year they'll probably look for some field events, which is probably like the cricket ball throw,
Yeah.
and some, javelin,
You say cricket ball,
and
so
them
you mean
sort of
shot put?
stuff. No. The cricket ball, which is the hard ball,
Yeah.
the one that you use in primary school, which is the I think it's the 3 1/4. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you just run off and you have it's just like the javelin. You run off and you throw it to a distance,
Oh, okay.
and then and see who throw it the farthest
Okay,
without
so
fouling.
I have some questions for
That's
you before we're
interesting.
gonna Reese get in.
Well, I just want to know, like you say, you've been to all the schools. What race can we expect to be the ding dong race from everybody that you see running? Because it's been 2 years we ain't see people running. So what race you could say by class one, class two, the girls, whatever it is, what race you could say gonna be the ding dong race?
Boys, honestly, the grade 6 boys is gonna be a good race. The grade 4 boys gonna be a good race.
Ooh,
And the grade 6 girls, yeah, man. So almost everything race, almost everything, is gonna be good races. You know what I mean? Because boy, like I said, them children want it.
Mm.
mm,
They want it. They want it. Because remember, I'm not going to be biased here. Remember, Charlestown already won 2 years in a row at the Mondo
that
Track.
is true.
You know,
That is true.
So right now, but if it wasn't for the COVID, St. Thomas is going to take it for the
Oh,
next
yeah,
2 years.
yeah, for sure.
So now you find with all of this, everything, everybody, with all these children, they're really gonna go out there and do their best. And one thing I could tell you is that there was equal opportunity equal opportunity for them to them on the track, and train because schedule was there, for them to set up, for them to go to the Monday
Okay.
track, like probably like 3 times per week. The school buses them, they were able to make the runs and pick them up from school and take them there. The coaches them take their food with them, they blend, and that's other thing. So, like I tell you, man, boy, you guys don't gotta watch this thing, and then we can have a feedback again on this thing here.
But I'm
We
something
can
like,
get another topic on this thing. So this is before, and then we have the after.
okay, the after. Okay, so listen, right?
Yeah.
Way back, maybe I'm over 10 years back. I was in Gingerland, right? I would have been in grade 5, and the grade 6 boys would have was going to be the big race. And I hear Chicken say, Chicken say, that if he athlete don't win the 100, he gonna eat, he bust tire, and he gonna digest it. Now, that race was Trev Smitten and Jamal Hamilton.
Yeah.
Is there any race you could expect that could match that excitement?
But boy, that gonna happen. That gonna happen.
Oh
That
boy.
gonna happen because I'm gonna tell you, grade 6 boys. That gonna happen because there's a year with Marcus Jubri and Tijari Atherton from Gingerland.
Yes.
Tijari
Yes.
beat him in the 1 and in the 4 and the 200. And then for the 100, Tijari take a glimpse backwards. When he take a glimpse backwards to see where Marcus is, Marcus passed on the other side and win the 100 meters. That was the race with Chevy and Jamie Hamilton, and you could see that coming on Wednesday too.
No, boy.
You could see them races that coming on Wednesday.
So what are the names of these
thing's
athletes
good
that we're
enough.
looking for? Because I know you know their names. I don't know if you don't want to put anybody on this spot right now, but I want to hear names. Exceptional athletes.
Well, I mean, being at the schools, them, like I tell you, St. Thomas has got good athletes. Mark Cross got good athletes. Charlestown got good athletes. Gingerland got good athletes. Ivor Waters got good athletes.
Okay.
Because them are the A zone. The B zone, that being winning by EPPS, Adelvin Philip is the coach. He won that probably, boy, trust me, a lot of times.
Yeah.
But the real big dog is from the big schools. The real big dog. I don't want to call any names.
They still looking
But I will tell you straight up, Ira.
Yeah.
Watch the meet good, and then we will have an after talk.
Well,
because there's going to be some sort of upset.
Because I don't carry feelings.
There's going to be some upset there. But the point system still remain the same, eh? The point system still remain the same. Yeah, it's from 1st to 5. That still remain the same. So, and having numbers, if you can place, and that is how I lose to Charlestown Primary School in 2019. Every race they're not coming first, nor second, nor third, but they might get 4th and 5th.
Car strategy.
And then points add up. Them points add up because if you really had to go to a medal counts, I'd leave them by far. But like I said, man,
no,
it's gonna be a good thing.
We youngsters, we gotta give everybody participation points, man. Until it's not working.
Hey, listen. I like the fact that the man said that we could expect a few upsets.
Upsets?
We could here's another question I got for you, Eddie. As a man who's been around this thing for a long time, any of the athletes that you would have seen before COVID look like they fell off?
Boy, they fell off and they come back.
Okay, that's good.
With
good.
the
Like
hard training that I just mentioned to you about, fell off and they come up because some of these children are under here, man. Some of these children, because you see, being home in the house all the time with the COVID, you just be eating chicken and meat and them kind of things. Now they come back out, boy, these children are on a strict diet.
I like that.
Me tell you, man, strict diet.
I
You know,
like to hear that.
one thing I could tell you with them is that they've been eating a whole heap of fruits. They drink a lot of water. They've been having the blend. You know, boy, they've been going to the hot bath. They've been going to the beach. You know what I mean? I understand
It's
that
a
they
lot of
even give them
technique, man. It's a lot of technique.
some cold bath. You know what I mean? Some ice bath. Let me put this with ice bath. You know. So let me tell you, man, Ira. Like I tell you, I know that you're a diehard Charlestown. Can't take it out of you, boy. But it's who want it most.
Who want it most,
No,
boy?
you can't take that out of me.
Who want it most? Who want it most?
Yeah, no, you
You
can't
know.
take that out of me. No.
But so far, you know, the preparation, you know, at the track being going good. I just came from there. You know, when you talk to Ira,
Yeah.
is that we're setting up tents and so on.
Yeah.
You know, for the athletes, bringing in the chairs and so on. You know, make sure that the staggers and the track actually mark out again the 60 meters, the 150. You know, for the children. You know, the photo finish. So we try to set up all of those things. So we're gonna have a test tomorrow to see how well the photo finish is gonna work. You know, with that and so on, because we on the day we just want to just move into motion. Want to move into motion. Move into motion.
Well,
You know.
Eddie, I have to bring this to your attention. I mean, Renzo, you would know Renzo Griffin, he just said he thinks that we should move away from the point system
The point system.
to the medal
The
system.
point system.
Yeah, you agree?
Boy, as it is a two-way thing, because you mentioned when I tell you they're giving points from first to sixth, I mean to fifth, is that, you know, a child run for, you know what I mean, just to give the school a point. But normally when you go to CUT meet and so, it is strictly medals.
Medals.
It is strictly medals. You know, me personally, you know, I would like it to move. I would like it to move to medals, you know, to medal count. You know, because when we're traveling, we want to adapt to, you know, that same style. But having your own meet at home.
Well,
yeah, but having your meet at home, you have all right to do, you know, to do that. But we still have to put in the children them head, in their minds and so on, is that when you go out there, you know, you got to place for second or third. There's no fourth in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No fifth in it.
Well, you don't think the point system is fairer? I mean, when you think about it, when you look at the Olympics, for example, one country might show you the overall total of the medals, and then the other one might say, well, we're doing the goal, the most with the goals, right? So, which one is really fair? Because I could win 1,000 brands. And
Yeah,
you
but
win, you end up winning.
If I alone to goal.
But you see, here gonna be the problem now, because you might have 7 individual goal, and I got 2 relay. That is 8 goal. So then how you break that down again, right? And I think that's where it come into. I think we got to find a way to break it down correctly. But I think the other thing with the point system that the coaches actually strategize.
Got to.
Coaches are strategize on who and run what race, because I remember the same year when Trev beat Jamie, they didn't run Trev in the 400. They run Denrick Pemberton to tire out Jamie, run him hard. Coaches that make players like that. So I don't want the first, you know. I want your best athlete to get tired in the first race. Me want the goal.
That's a part of it.
One of the things that I used to do,
Eddie used to
right? One of the things I used to do is that running 400 meters. If I know that I have a child who is going to win the 2 and the 1, you know, and I know because a 400 meters is a real
hard race.
It's a real hard race. So what I used to do is to put one of my athletes, you know, who's going to run the 400, you know, who's going to come second or third, not give me first. So I rest the one who really going to come first. And then collect that 6 points for the 200 and for the 100. So I get 12 points there, plus the 4 or the 3, you know, that I'm going to get out of the 400. Because sometimes you don't run
Strategy.
a 400 meters and so on. You have cramps and so, And if you put your best athlete to run that 400 sometime, some people can handle it and some can't. But let's suppose is that child run that 400 meters and then pull up with cramps.
Mm-hmm.
And she's supposed to win the 1 and the 2. Her standby won't be able to help her. Because
Yeah.
her standby will probably come like 4th or 5th. So it's good to strategize. It's good to strategize and win. And win these races.
Well,
So
I agree. And we need to keep with, like Chauvin said, interprimary is not an international meet. So we
International
call it the
meet.
mini Olympics. You think that name should really be given to it at this point, with the limited
but
events, field events?
Yes, yes,
it's all go to our lobby. Mini Olympics is all go to our lobby. You know what I mean? And a
I
mini
will not change that boy. The Olympics got to stay. Not the sweet boy.
Exactly.
Okay, let me talk
The Olympics got
transition.
to stay, boy.
Let me talk transition from the grass field to the. Let me talk transition from the grass field to the rubber field. How the athletes really? I mean, it's been 2 years they ran on it, and 2 years they haven't ran on it. So,
So,
how are
and
they
that's one of the
really
reasons
doing
why I
it?
said to you earlier is that each school they had the opportunity to go there like 3-4 times per week. The school bus then pick them up and take them there. And one of the things is that because of the transition, they're gonna deal with the photo finish.
Yeah.
So the photo finish is what's gonna give them the time, opposed to the manual,
In your clock.
stopwatch. Yeah. So and they had their sports meet there anyway, and some of them break records there for their sports meet, you know. So the transition is good for me. The transition is good,
Did all the schools keep their sports meet there?
except for St. James and VOGen.
St. James
St.
is.
James have a total of about like 39 children. I think VOGen have a total about like 69 or 70, somewhere around there. So they're from the windward side, so they keep their meet there. But all the other schools, Gingerland, EPPS, Charlestown, St. Thomas's, Mardcross, Nevis Academy, all them.
What is the
Keep them.
what is the what is the the requirement to be at a school in terms of our
125,
student?
125.
125?
Once you have 125 at your school,
Yeah.
yes, you then fall in the A zone.
So how much does a school like the Elizabeth Primary School have?
They probably got maybe about like 115 or maybe 90 something.
Yeah.
I don't really have it at hand,
But they
but
are Go
but
ahead.
there'll be numbers.
But they are beaten schools
Oh yeah, they had beaten schools
in the A.
in the A zone.
Is that like strategy?
Nothing wrong with that.
That can't
No,
strategy
one
era.
of the
You
things
can't
that
take people to the studio school.
No, I mean if it's
no one of
strategy,
the
why
things
they were able to accomplish that.
no
Oh, gotcha.
with that now is that I am not in favor of a and a B zone.
That was what I was getting
I am
to.
I am in favor of one thing, because you see, when we go overseas, when we leave and we go overseas, is that a school, I mean, a country can work with their full amount because of funds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we go there with like 10, and a couple countries that came there with probably like 45, 30 children, But all of us run under the same umbrella. you know. So for me, I am not in favor of a A zone and a B zone because everybody running the same race. The point system ain't change, you know. So if a child from EPPS or St. James or VOJN come first and they fall in the B category, they still remain at 6 points, opposed to those who are in the A zone. So let us run under one umbrella, and say, hey, let's see where you're going to fit in as a A zone. You know what I mean? That's one thing, you know what I mean? Let's fall there. But, like I tell you earlier, there are certain things that people do not want to change, so we leave it like that.
Okay.
Because even when you look at it, even if a child in the B zone, and the B zone, they can't win. Sometimes they walk away with class champions,
Yeah.
They walk away with class champion trophies. And that is a good sign.
Well,
It's a good
here's
sign.
here's what I would say, Eddie. I think when it first started, it was a good idea, right? Because you had the vast disparity of talent. You had Charleston Premier, St. Thomas's, Jingle, that had the majority of the talent. But now the talent is kind of evenly distributed. I agree with you. I think we should get rid of this A and B. I think everybody should run in the same class.
Yeah, one on the same umbrella. Yes, of course. I agree with that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. And but then the powers B is not mine. If that is something I have to discuss with the education department and the sports committee that they will put in place, to discuss that and then see if something would happen. I could mention it and see if something would happen for next year.
Yeah.
Yep. Because the record them ain't going anywhere. So they're there. So let's see how that will work.
Okay. Well, Eddie, you say this. So I want to ask you, what record is on the line to be broken?
Yeah.
What record can we expect is possibly out there to get chopped down?
Okay. There's a gentleman there's a guy from St. Thomas's, and I think it's Mud Cross. I watched them run a 400 meters, there for their sports meet, and that record being held by Ryston Queely, a past student of mine from St. Thomas's, and I am looking for that one to go.
Okay.
And yes, and Unico have a record here for you see the thing about it is that she would have actually run that in grade 2, but now they're gonna run grade 2 will be running 300 meters, and I can't tell, but there's some children who run in real good, some girls that would have actually moved as well.
So,
You
okay, you just brought that up. Would this just be a new record?
Yeah, it has to be a new record because
Yes,
of the race.
yes, because it's the first time, yes.
Okay. Because we don't do splits. So we won't be able to say, well, this child completed the 300 meter in a faster time than Unico would have completed her 300 meter. And even with that, she might have run her 300 meter Unico at the time differently because she knows she still has
He has an extra 100
an
meters.
extra 100 to run. So
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
you retire the records and go on brand new.
something like that and go brand new, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll be at the meet and I'll watch. I got your number. I could always send you a text if you ain't watching on the day and tell you, well, boy,
Oh, no.
this record get broken,
I will be watching.
and so on.
I will be
So
watching.
because he live in stream. Oh yeah, we live stream, and I leave the guy across there, Carl. He trying to set up the big screen and do what he got to do with the internet and everything and so on.
That's
with
Carl
IT.
Tyson, right?
Carl Tyson, he putting up the big screen here. I leave IT class there as well,
Okay. Big
So
up the IT team.
Okay.
Craig
Yeah, man, yeah.
and crew. Jevon.
Craig and Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's so. So them boy doing some good work, man.
Yeah. I
So
remember the
so
days.
Eddie, we talk a lot of things, right? And
Mm.
we talk about this race and this athlete and that athlete, but
No.
we want to know
We
your
ain't talk
prediction.
about the athlete. Eddie not call no
No, no,
name.
no. No. You can't come in names, man. You can't come in names. Don't do that to Eddie. I refuse to allow you to lie at the man
But
in front of
Eddie
everybody.
can't
So,
So
so
hear
no.
call
this.
names up.
You want
Eddie
you
can't
want
But
my
so call
prediction. You want
names,
my
man.
prediction.
I,
You
I
want
want
my
your prediction
my
and who
prediction.
walk never.
Earlier I said I'm back in all the schools.
Yeah.
But my
Mm.
prediction right now, me tell you, me will go with any one of the school.
Eddie has told me who wants
And he
it.
say can't
He
get carried down,
knows
boy.
I'll
Can't.
be there.
I can't go back on my word, Reese. I don't tell anyways who want it more.
Who wants it?
I,
Knows I'll be there. That's all,
I
Eddie.
can't
who
blame you on
want
that.
it more.
I can't blame you on that. Eddie, one of the things we see for a long time, we haven't seen a relay record being broken. We think we have a chance of seeing a relay record being broken.
Boy, looks up. And I could tell you is that the Gingerland girls, Gingerland grade 6 girls, St. Thomas's grade 6 boys. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm looking for the record to go.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
as Willie used to say. As Willie used to say is that hey, it don't make no sense for me to compete, in this race when me gonna come third or fourth. So just give it to them one time. He used to say don't
Mm.
even bother around the way. Just give it to them. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Shervan Green, big up Shervan Green, big time
yep,
coach.
yep.
But he said, but I think you guys need a proper timing system. I mean, I thought we had a proper timing system. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
They use the photo finish.
Mm-hmm.
They use the photo finish. You know what I mean? But sometimes if the system fail, you just have the handheld just to back up.
Okay.
Is there another type of timing system?
Yeah, the photo finish. The photo finish give you the accuracy from the start from the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Everything trigger off right there. Send the info to and everything just there. So even if you two persons tie, on the line,
Mm-hmm.
the photo finish will be able to show you, who really won that race or how close it is. And it
Don't.
give you the timing. It gives the timing as well.
Okay. Well, maybe
But tell Chauvin big up. Tell Chauvin big up, and and if he can get a proper photo finish for us, hey, we'll be grateful. We'll be grateful.
That's what it, that's what it is, Eddie. That's what it is, Eddie. I like that.
Yeah, man, Chauvin, send it on. Send it on. Fuck. Well, I get my predictions.
No, we don't want your biased prediction. We want honest prediction. You want to come on? No.
Well,
You think your dollar got in 6 quart? No, sir.
I would call it how I want to see it. Let's put it that way.
Or how you want to see
Charleston
it.
again.
Okay.
Charleston again.
Charleston again.
I mean,
But
go ahead. Go ahead, Reese.
well, no, go ahead because I want to change gears a little bit.
Well, I was just saying, I know that there was a time where Charleston would have won like 5 or 6 years span straight, and honestly, the meets had become a little boring, and Eddie, I think, had changed up that for us. So it's good when the championship is passed from one school to the next. I don't mind losing, but I don't want to come fourth and these kind of things. I think we had come fourth at one time, and I had feel real bad for about a month or so. Fifth. Okay.
You came fifth as well. You came fifth as well.
Come on, Eddie.
You hold a 5. You hold a 5. Easy the 5, the man.
We talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, you came fifth, you came fourth, you came third, you came second, and you also came first. Yeah, so you're reaching out all the categories then.
Yeah.
And if you come fifth, that mean one of these old schools beat you,
Yes, of course.
Hey, yes, man.
Same EPPS had beat them. Yeah, a big school.
I don't
You
remember.
know, but yeah, Ira, is that one of the things that as the coach at St. Thomas is I had to kind of put behind me is the numbers at Charleston Primary School.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers were greater than me. The numbers were greater than me. So they could have choose any athlete from one
Mm-hmm.
to
Man,
right
they,
up to 320.
man, they could have
But I
picked, choose,
used
and
to put that
refuse, man.
behind. I used to put that behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Hey, I mean, all of the numbers them frighten me. You know, me gonna go there and me gonna build a team and me gonna beat them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's the other coaches now to put that in their mind now. Hey, don't go with the numbers. Don't go with the numbers. Just go there and beat them.
Okay. Okay.
All
So I
right.
mean, I just hope everybody realize that Charleston is not the team to beat this year. Is who wants it most. So you don't have to come out and boo the Charleston athletes and these kind of things. That is the kind of behavior and sportsmanship I really can't deal with, right? And
Yeah,
we all know this happen.
I I don't like that. But then I will say this though is that because Charlestown being the champion for 2 years, all school would love to beat them for this fresh occasion here. But I said is who want it most.
Yeah. I agree, Ira. I don't believe in this cussing children and stuff like that. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
But as Eddie said, I mean, and easy they head away the crown, and if you got the crown, it is.
Man,
But
it
Eddie,
with
let me
you.
ask you. But yeah, man. Well, Eddie, let me ask you a question. We're going to get from primary school and going to the high school sector of the track and field. What are your thoughts on where we are with the high school students?
With the high school students, I think we need more coaches to get involved. With the high school, because I will use the Sherman Keynes. Sherman Keynes is a long distance runner.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really a sprinter, so you need a long distance coach. You need
Mm-hmm.
you know a sprinter, a sprinter coach. Like that. But he taking on the role of all of that. You know what I mean? Sprinting a long distance. Plus he's still taking on the role of children who is gonna long jump, triple jump, or high jump. It is
Oh
too much
wow.
for him. It's too much for him. You know what I mean? So more coaches needed.
Where is he
More
coaching?
coaches needed. CSS.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
coaching CSS. So and then with that, I believe that we can do a lot better. You know what I mean? Because you will have a coach to dealing with certain things. You know what I mean? Middle distance. Long distance sprinting coach. You know what I mean? Long jump coach. High jump coach.
Yeah.
We'll be able to kind of put ourselves in a better position. And then all coaches come together. And they discuss, the progress of the children then.
To the head coach.
No.
So once that happen, we good.
One of the things we noticed though, and I've said this for years, we would see a lot of great athletes at the primary school level, and as they transition into high school, then they kind of fall by the wayside. That talent is no longer cultivated. What have you been doing anything to keep that talent going forward?
Well, boss, I'm gonna say something because it worked for me at St. Thomas's and I kind of said that a lot of the schools should actually deal with that in the way is that the children work so hard, right, from primary school, you know, and some children have a lot of injuries and so on, and they're going into high school and them tell themselves, that they don't want that, but you as a coach, from it doesn't matter which school, is that if you follow up with these children and tell them, hey, you leave me, you're going into high school,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to continue. I want you to continue. Some of the coaches, after these children reach high school and so on, some of these coaches don't look over their shoulder until they go to the sports meet and see CSS running or GSS. and just see the child and ask,
Mm.
hey, how you doing? So you need that encouragement from the primary school coach going into the high school to encourage the children them more.
So Eddie, you used to reach out to your students and encourage
Uh, uh,
encourage them.
Up to today, up to today still. There's a girl named Jonisa Williams. She just came back from Carifta. She went there for the first time, and I encourage her as much as I can. She went there and she placed, I think, must be fifth or something for, I think it was the 3000. He did yeah, I think so. And, and I tell her, don't worry about it, because going to Caribbean for the first time, it is an experience, for you to go and see, and she's just in fifth form. She planned to go to sixth form.
Mm.
So I said, right now, what you see in there, you know what I mean? You got to double that for next year. You got to make sure that you double your training for next year, So, and the exposure is good.
Eddie, why do you think the Jamaicans are such elite athletes when it comes to Carifta and the regional track and field?
Boys, ongoing training. Ongoing training. Good proper diet. You know what I mean? Yeah. You see,
So,
we down here,
okay, go ahead.
we just deal with sports. We deal with sports from January to April. And I had take a stand. To, on that where in September term is football. So I used to use that football session and do athletics as well, because football is a running sport. So I use that to build my children them. I mean, boys and girls. So when it come to January, I can go easy on my children because I don't work them so hard in that term. So I can go easy with them and just, nurture little injuries that they probably got here and there, and then after that, it's cricket. So you find between April, to August, there's no athletics at all. It's just strictly cricket for the boys only. So that's why I had to use that transition there between there to get a lot of work done with my children.
Okay.
But like I said, it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing. You got to train. You got to train. Nothing wrong if you take off like a month. Just to rest yourself. And then you come back again. But you cannot be sitting down home, like that every day, and just wait until when January come and just add in like 4 months of training. Now, Chauvin Green will tell you that.
But we have the introduction of sports clubs. Have you seen an improvement with these sports clubs?
Well, you have Corvin Wallace. He got the track club there, over the top. One of his athlete just came from Carifta, which is Kedja for Idel and Newton, Kedja Newton. He just came from Carifta, and then I think you see Akida Anto Willett. He with Showman, and Showman nephew is there with him. They came back from Carifta. Them guys been doing. You see, the thing about it is that them guys discipline. See, these guys discipline, so they know what they want to accomplish. So they go out there and do it, even if the coach is not there with them today. Them guys try and do something for themselves.
Gotcha.
Until the coach, do it. So that's why them boys were able to, to make the qualifying time and go to Carifta and so on and do what they got to do.
Okay. So Miss Innocent Z Jeffers said that she has the feel that our coaches need more coaching. They need like additional courses, etc. You find that to be true?
Boy, you're going to say yes. The reason why you're going to say yes is because a lot of our coaches don't sit down and I'm not even gonna worry about the extra coaching and so on. You got to read and you got to understand. If you read and you understand, you could execute. So that is the thing for me. That is the thing for me. I will sit here and I will read up some magazine, about sports and so on, and then I will go on my phone and I will dial one or two things and so on, and then I turn on my TV, and I will punch it in and I will watch it and so on and to see, because there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube that you can actually pick up, and come back and work with your children, So you can do that on your own, not just because of they need the coaching, them need coaching as well, But if you want to enhance yourself, you know what I mean, because you will travel with children here and there, you got to put yourself on the market. Put yourself on the market, man. But like I said, reading is understanding, and then you can execute.
Okay. So I don't know, Reese, you had more for Eddie?
No, man, I don't really have anything else for Eddie, because Eddie don't let me know that he will come back with the after. So this is the before, Eddie come back with the after, cause Eddie tell me some things, and I like to hear on record break, and I like to hear what upset something. Eddie don't got me ready.
You remember the races?
Yeah. Class 1 boys. Class 1, listen, class 1 boys, class 3 boys, 100, class 1 girls.
Class 1.
And don't talk with the 4x1 relay. Man, say look like the relay record going break. That is a serious thing. Yep, serious thing.
So we can Eddie, you might want to reach out to Chauvin, because Chauvin said I can teach a course if they need. Chauvin, you're the man, right? Chauvin would have to talk to.
Yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Them guys could always, he got my number. A matter of fact, I'm Chauvin, my number is 663-0570. I am WhatsApp, regular call, and then we can correspond from there, and then we can let things go, you know what I mean? And then, some of them could get things done online, it doesn't,
yeah, man, definitely.
So we can make it work.
Yeah, we can't take the fun out of Inter-Premier. That's one of the things it is. Right? Inter-Premier, the mini Olympics is a fun time. The biggest event in Nevis,
By far.
Yeah. I think, well, Wet Fet.
No, Inter-Premier. Inter-Premier, what?
Wet Fet, that bring
boatloads from tickets. Let me tell you how big Inter-Premier be. Inter-Premier got people from 3 to 93. That's how big Inter-Premier be.
That's a point.
Yeah, from 3 to 93, you in there. Inter-Premier is what it is.
Yeah, it's a point. Of course, I don't know if they're gonna have a red carpet, because it's a big fashion show as well, and everybody want to come. Tags up.
The fashion is important.
Yeah, it's important, man. All of that makes the spirit of Inter-Premier what it
is. And you know what I like about the fact that they over the Mondo track as well. Some years back we would have seen races where would have run close to night time, where it have been kind of hard to see the race. Now we got the lights.
Eddie.
Yeah, the meet is gonna start at 1:30. The meet is going to start at 1:30, and hopefully by at least 7 o'clock. I think you have like 56 events. Yeah, they should finish by at least 7. 1:30, they're going to start.
Well, what the sun
look like?
Yeah.
What the sun like?
Feel like.
What we feel like? Why the sun hot enough?
Why are we starting it why are we starting it so early? Is it
they're having the opening ceremony?
Can we have lights?
And they're having the opening ceremony, and then because of Mr. Arthur Evelyn from golf, who used to, they're still sponsoring, but they want to kind of say something on his behalf and so.
Okay.
So we work out at the ceremony with last more than expected. So they put it
Okay.
there so that it can work. It can
Okay.
work.
I still
Okay.
don't understand why we starting the meet so early with the
No,
sunset.
Ira, you still have children that got to go home, Ira. Don't do that. You still
Huh?
have
Yeah,
children that got
yeah.
to go home, Ira.
Boy, we
These
respect
are still
radio
children.
because these are children being out area from since. But yeah, these children gonna be out from home from about like 9 o'clock. Go to the school, get something to eat, and then come down there and then gonna be out until like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Nah,
Yeah,
Ira.
So I mean,
yeah.
when you have
Ira, that's too
but we
much.
just talk about international meets. When you have
Yes,
international meets, why we not doing that
No,
in
no, no, no,
Israel?
no, 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 Ira. Let me tell you why I don't agree with you. Because you're looking at children from 12 and under. International meets is not children from 12 and under. You also have to keep that in mind.
Right,
There's an
okay.
age disparity.
But on the other hand, again, no reason, I was looking at it that is a line for the big people.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
No, what I'm looking at it in is by we putting them children through some abuse in the hot sun. That's what I looking at.
The
I
train,
was thinking,
the training, the
well,
training the Hudson.
I guess so. I guess so. Because I feel
So,
like the meat could move along a lot faster too, eh? You could move the meat
yep.
a lot faster, and still you could start later and still finish at the same time. I didn't say anything about the ending. I'm just thinking about
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
starting around the 2 o'clock sun when the sun is at the. Ooh.
Hey, and you know what? I would like to, Eddie. I don't know if y'all did this, but those children who would have missed out on the last 3 years of in the Premier, I hope you guys gave them an exhibition race at least. Have them come to do a little something, cause it's not their fault that they couldn't run class two or class one boys or class two or class one girls. You know, COVID is COVID.
That
That
is
was
a good
unfortunate.
that is a good suggestion. That is a good suggestion. But you're gonna be a little late for that right now because
Yeah,
you
no,
know
it just popped in
these
my head.
children. Yeah, he did probably.
Reese should
But
have
that was
probably
just a
should
good.
have thought
That was
of
just.
that last week.
It is a good
Yeah,
suggestion. It's
I
a good
just
suggestion.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah,
good
it's a
you
good
know,
suggestion.
but
suggestion.
That was
yeah, man,
unfortunate
but
to be honest.
this this mini Olympics, promises to be something of a big mega event, and they're gonna be there from the national anthem, when the national anthem done, eh? Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna be there for the
I'm
national
gonna be
anthem
there
done.
from 11. I'm gonna be there from 11 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the national anthem that play 11 o'clock.
no. But I'm gonna be there from 11 o'clock.
I will
Yeah,
have
man,
it on
that's good.
screen.
That's good.
I would have it on
That's
screen.
good. Hey, but Eddie, you want to tell you thank you for the work that you put in over the years, and now that you have stepped away from being that coach for that one school, and now you go around everybody and tip my hat to you, man. Enough respect. Takes a lot, a lot of
Yeah,
dedication, a lot of time to
course,
actually
of
go around and
course.
deal with these kids. So enough respect to you, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Eddie, I appreciate you. All
Yeah,
the
man.
time,
I take
you
a
know
bow.
we
I
Yeah,
got.
take a bow for that.
You know
yeah,
we got.
man. Yeah,
As you could see,
yeah, man.
um, Eddie, we support you here. Eddie's barbecue, you know, Friday nights. It's in
Boy,
rotation.
me tell you,
Check him
me
out.
boy Papa, they just come. Me boy Papa, they just come and sit down and and enjoy he won.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
to
It's only
man.
when you
experience
come.
that.
It's only when you come. Cause me know when we gonna come, but it's when you. I know when
No,
you
no,
come.
no, no. Me. Next time I come, I there.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I there. I
We're
there.
gonna organize it. We will be organizing that.
Yeah,
We will
we're working
definitely
on some
organize
things,
it.
man. We might be on the ground sooner than you think.
Yeah. But
But
but Eddie,
even if I got to do it for both of you, if I got to do it for both of you, I'm gonna do it.
Eddie is a special guy. He's done
Yeah, man.
private barbecues for me. I appreciate you, Eddie.
But
You always
Eddie,
know that.
we gonna reach out to you after the interpret. We want to hear more things from you.
Well,
But
Eddie, all
yeah,
depends on how
I
I
gonna be ready.
feel.
I gonna be ready. I gonna be
Yeah.
ready. I gonna write them. I gonna be ready. I gonna write down these things. I gonna get copies of these things so that I could have them right in front of me and go through these things.
You're gonna have the
Okay,
results.
so it's all good. It's
Okay,
all good.
yeah, man.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all
Yep.
good.
All
All
right.
right, to Eddie, blessings. Thank you for everything, man. Have a good night, eh?
All
No
right.
problem.
Respect,
I will take it
respect.
easy.
All
Yes,
right,
I
yeah,
bless.
man.
All right.
We're gonna switch gears
Bless
into
up.
politics now, so you know that though.
I
Switch
work for the
on.
government. I'll stay out. I'll
Yeah,
stay out.
definitely, definitely. All right.
All
Good night,
right.
Eddie.
All right, bless Eddie, bless Eddie.
All right, Reese. So,
Yo, yo, yo.
so that was a good chat talking to Eddie. I
Yes,
mean,
man.
you
Yes,
know,
man. Eddie has been a man around the thing for quite some time. Coached a lot of great athletes.
yeah, yeah,
Like what I say, he'd have had Jamal Hamilton. He'd also had Latoya Jones, was a great athlete. He also had Ryan Cadu and I think his name was Gerard. I think if I'm correct. You know, he
yeah,
has
yeah.
some great athletes under his tutelage. So Eddie has definitely made a great impact on track and field.
He
So
has, he
we
has.
can't act, we cannot act and make it seem like Eddie has not contributed. That would be wrong of us. Eddie
Yeah, yeah,
has
yeah.
definitely done service to the nation.
He has, he has, he has, he has, he has definitely, man. And I am looking forward to Inter Premier as well. You know, even though he didn't give us like a clear prediction. Um,
You understand? You have to understand my position, man.
I
I
understand his
understand what
position.
him. I understand him. I'm
I understand
saying.
his position very well. I understand his position very well, and at least we're more excited now
Yes, man.
about it. So,
Yes, man.
Reese, it's time to shift
Boy,
gears.
we got to shift some gears. Valerie, shift some gears.
Time to shift gears.
What's the? Yeah, let me talk about this. So, as we have seen, I guess where Andamos is, I can almost say about a month now. We've been going back and forth with this motion of no confidence, the situation between political parties, CCM, PAM, PLP, the um, the coalition government. One of the things I started noticing is that it's being picked up by many other news sources throughout the region, and it's not necessarily a good look. I can tell you that we have seen other coalition government go through stuff like this, but the length of time that this has been running is what has been alarming. I saw it in the Jamaican newspaper. I think it would have been Jamaica Gleaner. I also saw it being run in Barbados. Antigua had something about it. What are your thoughts on how we're being viewed as a federation with this whole motion of confidence thing dangling?
Comedy, comedy special. You know what I mean? Um, it's not even pay per view though, but I think people would pay per view because it's quite entertaining. And as you said, it's been dragged on a lot, but there is a lot of moving parts. There is a lot like the St. Kitts and Nevis constitution and the way how our government is set up. It allows for a different type of look. So when you look at, I think was St. Martin also that had this issue. Then didn't have the
Mm,
case where you would have had a party in there like the CCM who is from Nevis, who really, honestly, they 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 they're a bit they're comfortable in somewhat. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I had said it might be wise for the premier to just don't pledge allegiance to any party yet and just wait for the best opportunity for Nevis, given he retains the 3 seats that he has. And even if he doesn't retain the 3 seats that he has, you know, maybe have a discussion with the NRP and make it really about the progressive move for Nevis. But I think we are some sort of comedy show right now, right? Okay, thanks for that. I can give you a little volume on the mic. But I think that it'll soon be over. It'll definitely soon be over. and it's I don't know. I think I lost for words with that. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think in a publishing business, it's a circus business. And it's also, if you think about it, it's very eye opening because what you're looking at now is you're looking at Premier Brantley, who would have been the architect of the first motion of confidence, now being a part of another motion of confidence with an individual that he would have supported.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing would be, why should I go with anything that you say where you clearly you can't pick? Right? So I think that the longer that it stays the way that it is, it's the more questions that are asked, the more statements that are made. And like I said last week, the pump fake business, I might say this, I might do that, we're not sure. Yeah. That thing can decision stick to.
I think one of the things that come up in the regional aspect is, why is it going on this long? Obviously, you're not getting along. So why is it? I mean, you would say, yes, we want to work on it. We would like to achieve unity and go back to what it was. But obviously, that was okay. When we saw that none of the supporting unity parties went to the PLP convention, that was a clear sign that it was done. You didn't even show up. It's not even to save face anymore.
No,
Right?
no error. That was not when it showed me that was done.
Well,
I saw that it was done at PAM's convention. PAM convention let me know that there is nothing that could come out of this.
I mean, I
And
cannot disagree.
I would also say that the prime minister being put on that stage in front of everybody and was able to maintain his composure. That's amazing, right? You know what I mean? Because the whole first Timothy, second Timothy, but not third Timothy business. You know, while you may be quoting the Bible, I need Timothy. So that is a fight.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think that is where it is. So that is when I noticed that everything was over. I also noticed at the PAM convention that maybe it's just my observation, but I didn't feel that that Jonel, Lindsay, or anybody else knew what Dr. Simmons, um, and Sean Richards, and what Premier Brad was going to say,
Uh-huh.
because their stuff flowed into each other. So clearly they knew what they were speaking about, but I don't think the rest of the party knew where it was going to go.
You think so? You really think
Yeah,
so?
I don't. If when you look at Jonel, I don't think that Jonel. Even if Jonel had an idea, I don't think that Jonel knew that it was going to sting the way it stung.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he knew this first Timothy, second Timothy, third Timothy line.
I mean, I would have to take a look and go back. But I agree with you. You're right. You know, it was evident at the PAM convention for sure that there was, trouble in the camp. But I mean, I was talking about support. We've heard the rumors and the whispers, big up whispers every Thursday night right here in Ren. We've heard them for a few months, I would say. Even before the last elections, we've heard that there might be some trouble in the camp, but they always saved face, right? They always saved face. And I think after they didn't show up to the PLP convention, I mean, you can stop there, you're going to throw word against some man and decide you ain't going to show up to get back your word. I think they should have show up and let's see what going on there. But the fact that they didn't show up. Yeah, they should have sure protect their word, Reese. No, but this is what it is, right? This is what it is. It's theater, right? I mean, Alan would tell you
Okay.
this. It's political theater, right? At this point, I don't care how much they scream and say it's for the best of the nation. No election in this year, with all that's going on globally, is best for the nation, not on a federal level, right? We have a local election due in Nevis that is constitutionally due. I think by December next year, March, I think the latest. So yeah, but to say that we only elected a federal government 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago, and we already back into the mode of campaigning. We already back into the mode of who is really running the country. We already back into the mode of like what's really going on. I don't think there is no real focus on the country right now. Zero. The focus is on self.
We have a comment here, right, from I think it was Lafton Sargent, if I'm correct, if I didn't pronounce the name correctly, I apologize. But the reported Hamilton's letter makes sense to me. They need to sit down and work things out. Need to cut their losses. What I get from this statement, from this letter,
Yeah.
is I am not with you all. So whatever you choose to do, I am my own man and I will make my decision. I think that is letting me know that Hamilton does not support everybody else that stepped away.
Okay, so even with that, and I don't know if these letters are true, right? They're real. I haven't been able to authenticate any of these letters, right? Because I haven't heard any of the politicians speak on the letters. But even in that letter written that says Hamilton is not for it, he spoke of self. He spoke of the fact that he don't think any PAM candidate would be able to win an election in number 8 at this point in time. That is self. That has nothing, that is not the country. And maybe he had said more, but that is what I remembered, right? When you go through something and something just stands out, that is what I remember. Right now is not the time for Reese. Last week we spoke about scarcity in food, right? Last week, we spoke about the supply chain. You know what's going on over in Europe with Russia and the Ukraine. We know we are going to face economical difficulties even with the CBI, because it has been said, and I think the Prime Minister said that there's a good amount of support for the CBI that comes from Russia. But right now, we ain't dealing with Russia because you don't know we got to side with the West. You understand? So we ain't dealing with Russia right now. So even the CBI is going to take a hit, right? Even though we don't know what the CBI look like, right? It looks like, because for some reason, Tim doesn't want to disclose that information. I think it's his private bank account or something. But I don't feel like now is the time for us to have an election, right? But clearly it's probably the best way for the country to move forward. What I'm thinking is we're probably going to have a change in government. I don't see the unity making it back. I think the Labour Party is patiently waiting on the side. They're very energized. They're energized with a new leader right now, who hasn't won his seat yet. He's never won his seat. But this time, these people will be voting for a prime minister in number 8. So even the Honorable Eugene Hamilton has indicated that he thinks that Dr. Dew will be taking that seat, and especially how the votes are going to be split, right? So what we're going to see is the Labour Party probably, and that's my prediction, returning to government. And hopefully if that happens, right, we could have some sort of stability because I don't even know if I could see stability between CCM and PAM, because the Honorable Premier was on issues, and I'm sorry for taking it this long, Reese, but the Honorable Premier was on issues. And one of the things that he said that stood out to me, right, and this is not a shot against the Premier, but one of the things that stood out to me is when he was asked about the affairs of PAM, he said he don't know. How do you get in a relationship with somebody or some entity and not know what's going on? I would not invest in a company unless I feel like that company is sound. I would not get involved in a relationship unless I feel like that woman is sound, right? So I feel like the Honorable, he either wanted to dodge the question and don't come out and say plain and straight Hamilton is not with the group, because I think that's what the interviewer was getting at, or he really doesn't know the affairs of PAM, which I think the latter is a bad sign for a relationship moving forward. And that is my piece.
So I don't think that he does not know the relationship of or the affairs of PAM. I think that he chose not to speak on it. No.
Well, don't lie. Just say you're not going to speak on it.
What I would say is that we have seen coalition governments all over the world, and we have seen them struggle. No difference with this one here. My only issue with this one here is that if you're going to make a move, make a move. Right? It's reported that there was a motion of no confidence the motion of no confidence has been filed. We have not heard anything official from any sitting, any elected member of parliament. We haven't heard anything from us. So at this point, we don't know. We haven't heard anything from the Honorable Sean, which is Mark Bradley, the Prime Minister, Dr. Harris. Mm-hmm. So we're still waiting to see if there's anything official to come, right? And then we can go from there. But like I said, if I was the Prime Minister, I'd do that government. And I'd let him know, say, listen, I want to play hard. Let me show you how hard I could be. My pension secure. You got to go back to work. Mm-hmm. Because, and I think that is what Hamilton is getting at. Because Hamilton pension is not secure.
It's not?
How would it be secure? He only been elected once enough. You got to complete your second term. You need 10 years.
Oh, he wasn't elected before that. He was. So who ran in 8 before?
I don't
before
remember.
That?
I don't remember who ran in 8. But he was 2015 to 2020. Then in 2020 he needed at least 2025.
But he wasn't in Parliament before.
I don't think he was in Parliament before.
So no. Because, how many times have Dr. Dew run? Just twice?
15 and 20.
So
he beat Judy 2 times.
So Pam didn't win the time before?
No, remember the time before is when they had the motion of confidence against Buggy. Oh, sorry. I am corrected. Mensa said that Eugene and Sean were in before. So I guess Hamilton. Yeah. So if Hamilton saved, then Hamilton could do whatever he wanted.
They weren't in government, but they were elected.
But they were in parliament.
They were elected. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mensa. Yeah.
You know, so that's what it is. But I just feel like them need to make a decision. Don't have the country waiting. Just make a decision.
The decision is there, right? And what I also didn't agree with was the idea that the Governor General would appoint a Prime Minister because you write a letter and ask. I don't even think that should have been a thought. This is a democracy. This is a democracy, man. That should not have been a thought. From the get-go, we're going to fly the motion on our confidence. The Prime Minister could then vacate and say, I'm going to move away. I'm going to let somebody else take up the mantle. He can dissolve. End the discussion. Not, let's just remove him and put this person as the Prime Minister. And I think that was I don't even know the word to say for that. You get what I'm saying? I don't even think that should have been an angle. You know, and I don't think it would have gone well in the country either if that was to be the case. You know, but maybe I don't know. That is just my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions and a-holes.
But you know how that go, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody run the corner go on.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just interesting. We just got to wait to see, man. I just hope that they could end this thing quickly. This bunch of leak message and this document leak and that document leak and this personal recording video and that personal recording video is becoming an eye, man. And it makes the country look bad.
Yeah. I have. Oh, you were saying something?
No, go ahead.
I have never seen so many leaked documents before. It's wild. It's like everybody wants to have the people knowing what's going on without actually coming out and telling them this is what's going on. You know, and all of this underhand movements from this side and that side and here and there is what's making this thing, it's drawn out. It's drawn out. Mentally, I'm tired, right? I can't even.
I'm tired.
Yeah, mentally I'm tired, and then you still have to bring forth an election, possibly. You know, mentally I'm tired, and we have, you know, we're in a period of mourning because of the death of the Honorable Van Samri, the ambassador, but. It's a sad affair in St. Kitts and Nevis right now. We said this last week. Unity had they were in position to do meaningful change in the country, you know.
Yeah, but everybody has been in position to do meaningful change, you know.
Well,
remember Labour had
yeah.
Everybody has had position.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not even here to speak about who's in position. Everybody had position.
Okay, but we already agreed last week as well. Labour had that they were in the position to do it, and they dropped the ball. They didn't do it, right?
Well, I don't feel they dropped the ball, Ira. If I play in dominoes, right? I gambling and I play in dominoes, and I realize if I put a domino in my shoe every game, I go win. Until somebody call me up and put it down and make sure every game, I gonna keep taking your money. Why would I change the rules I already win with?
Okay, what I don't understand is why are we making noise about a document that was signed between 3 parties in the federation, and there are 2 other parties in the federation, right? So if those 3 parties are not in government, the document has no weight. If you put something in place for Nevis, fair share, if CCM is not in power with PAM and the other PLP, the document has no weight.
Mm-hmm.
If this document meant so much to you, to the point where you're willing to disrupt the government in 2022, why is it when we elected you in the first term, the 5 years you had, you didn't take the opportunity to make anything in that document legislation, so that no matter who is in power, your ideals of what you think is fair would have remained in place, right? This is what I'm talking about.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What makes you think that they believe that it is fair? That may just be the compromise they come to. That may mean that I believe in it, you know.
So it's a sham.
I gonna accept this if you give me that, right? You know me. You say I believe in this. You know what I mean? It's just like some woman will tell man, hey, you got to go church every Sunday. You go church every Sunday, you get this. Some man start to go church. Yeah, because he want to go church. He want this. Same thing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the thing. That's just how I look at it. I think that everybody agreed to something for them to get the goal.
Obviously.
You know, but I don't think that they believe in it to the point where they were willing to sign it into law.
Mention say there is a press conference tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow. But I don't even want to look. Somebody gonna have to update me. As a matter of fact, I'll just watch the topics later tomorrow night to figure out what happened in that press conference. But you remember they took the whole idea of terms for the prime minister into parliament, but they lost.
Okay, yeah.
And now that I looked at it, it was political. It was a shot to get against Denzel Douglas. Because out of the document, you had so many other things that you could have taken into parliament as well. And you chose not to. Only that one. This don't make sense to me. And we as a people must demand more from all the politicians. All of them. Because like you said, Labour went in with all 8 and could have made meaningful change and neglected to do it. You know, they may have built up syndicate in a way, you know, and so the unity, you know what I mean? But in terms of changes to the constitution, nobody want to touch the document. Nobody want to make the document make sense.
Yeah, well, who can change the rules that they win by? You wanted Dougie to change the rules. Dougie with 20 years with them rules. You want to tell me you want that man to change the rules?
But Reese, the CBI has nothing to do with winning. Well, maybe it does.
Okay,
right?
I'm going to show you something, right?
You could change one.
No, but let me show you something.
Okay, go ahead.
We like to talk about the CBI. I want to touch the CBI right now. I ain't ready to touch the CBI. So let me talk about the CBI.
Let me talk about it.
When Pam had a convention, everything Pam said, everybody jump up. Bunch of yellow. Hey! When they talk about the CBI, quiet.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
They start to talk again. And in the ear, DJ play. Talk about the CBI.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, the CBI does sound good when we talk about it. You know? But what are the people's thoughts about it? Because I tell you, I watched the convention then for a reason. So when you realize that the CBI was the topic, the DJ start playing music, people start to sit down. But everything as they say, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, wait, finish here, down. What are we really talking about?
That is a fact.
Who really believe in the CBI business? They don't believe in it. It sounds good to talk about it.
But they would have signed a document.
Huh?
They would have signed a document, right?
They would have signed a document. Here's the question about the document. Does the document say a dollar amount or does it say a percentage?
I don't even know what the document says. I think Alan had it here.
Let's say the document says a percentage, right? Let's say the percentage is 30%. Just a rough number. What is in the CBI? Nobody don't know. So you get 30%, that's zero. What is 30%, that's zero? Zero. So you get your fair share.
Well, if you're not smart enough to also put in the legislation that we need a certain level of transparency when it comes to the CBI, then you don't need to be in government.
Again, listen, we only put together a document for us to get in it. We wasn't even sure that we were going to get in. That's what them man do. When you need 3 to bang 1, that you know that you got the problem, eh?
I guess.
You realize this 3 parties come to bang one,
Yeah.
and they had to also use people from the same one to bang the one, because they use some kind of great Asifan
Well,
to
Sam
put the
lost
house.
his seat.
Yeah, but Ada was a part of the campaign.
Got you.
All of them then benefited from this whole coalition. So even though you lose a seat, but you're sitting pretty.
Which he then resigned.
So that's what it is.
I mean, at this point, like I said, I'm tired, man. I'm exhausted. Let's say, like Mensa mentioned, like tomorrow is another press conference. You know, we had where they come on these press conference. You think they're gonna say something, and they were like basically Happy Easter.
You know what would make me hype about this press conference? Check this out.
Hype up.
The press conference is 9 o'clock. And at 8:30, a picture come out. You see, a picture come out with Jeffers, Evelyn, Brantley, Jonelle Lindsay, Sean. But then you see Dougie, Dr. Drew, Jeffrey Hanley, all them together. I would watch it. That would be the kind of hype I need to watch that. Other than that, I think it's going to be another waste of time.
Well, we all know how the motion of if there is a motion of no confidence, how that can look. The vote is going to go 2 nays and
no, the vote is going 3 nays.
Well, actually, the Prime Minister can't vote.
Oh, that is true. So 2 nays and 8 years.
Yeah.
So 8-2.
Well, yeah, that's how we got it. And then in 90 days also, we're going to have an election because he's going to dissolve that parliament. There's nothing else. There's not other tool that he could use. The only shot he would have is to take it back to the polls. And right now, Tim is not mourning. Tim is strategizing. Tim is putting things in place.
Okay, check this out. You remember roughly about 3 or 4 days after the announcement came out of the passing of Honorable Ansari, there was rumor that he was going to be buried in England.
Yeah.
I want to say, I don't know. Listen to me, people. I don't know.
Rumor. Allegedly.
Say from the back of my head, I want to say that the Prime Minister not call and say, "Hey, the government gonna fund everything. The whole family come down. We gonna pay for all of that."
Well, that's a state funeral.
We need him. No. Minister gonna pay for all of that. Are you talking about your family gonna stay in a hotel? We gonna foot that bill there. Your family want something to eat. You gonna foot that bill. You need transportation. I think all that was a part of it. Say we need a body. A body important. There's nothing in England more important than what we got going on. Send a body down here.
So, Nevis, Big Papa, I better just call you Ian. Yeah, but they're gonna cross the floor, man. They're gonna cross the floor. They threw out they threw a Hail Mary with the whole I'm going to write the GG and see if the GG is going to remove the Prime Minister. Because they don't want to go to the polls, eh? They don't. They really don't.
I agree that going to the polls doesn't benefit them. Doesn't benefit anybody except Labour.
Reese, you think the Honorable Sean Richards is ready to become the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis?
I'm gonna tell you something about.
It's a sensitive question, eh?
When you're the leader, there's some level of bravado that you have to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's this oomph that you have to have. There's this presence that you have to have. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you that you don't have it.
You don't have it.
You know, Dougie was one of the sharpest man in the world there, but when Dougie walk in a room, you feel Dougie presence.
Yeah.
You know, we look at Brantley. When Brantley speak, Bradley could come and a call. You know, you look at the guy there and Tiga Gaston Brown. You know, they have this presence about them. Sean don't have it.
Yeah.
Sean got it. Sean got it.
Even
I tell you, Sean got it.
even Lindsay would have been a better. Well, for that feel, maybe
No,
in terms of the work.
for the feel.
Yeah, for the
For the
feel.
feel.
For the feel. We're talking about the feel. Eh? We're not talking
Yeah,
about
better.
qualifications or whatever the case may be, because we're not going to say the deputy prime minister of St. Kitts and Nevis is not qualified to lead the country. No way. We would say that here, but the feel of it is, me personally, I felt like even through this all, it came off as weak. He came off as weak. He came off. He didn't have that. He didn't seem to have that fight. I've never been convinced when he speaks. When he speaks, I've never been convinced.
Yeah, he's not convincing. I'll show you. Even like when he gave his speech at the convention, he had a lot of punchlines and he had a lot of catchphrases. But the delivery of these punchlines also could have been a lot better. Yeah, like that whole First Timothy, Second Timothy, Third Timothy, had that been delivered by somebody else for the rest of the year, we'll be playing that. You don't hear people in church. The pastor they say, "We turn to Second Timothy." Ain't gonna turn Timothy, pastor. Amen. But the delivery just wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. The delivery is a big thing.
Yeah. And politics is a talking game, eh? Politics is a talking game, and that is why the Honorable Mark Brantley is such a good politician, because the man is a master orator. You get what I'm saying? It's a talking game. People want to believe what you're saying, even if they know it's BS. You have to be convincing, right? Maybe they need to go to acting school. And to Ian, that's the feel that I'm getting. They're going to cross the floor. You asked if I think that they're going to cross and drop the double salary. Yeah, I think they're going to have to do it, because you cannot pull back out of this, I think the ship of pulling back has sailed. And I don't think number 10 and number 11 are going to act against number 9. Right? And number 9 is the leader. And they're going to follow the leader. So there is no pulling back. There is no unity. There is no wake up tomorrow and hearing, "Oh, we kissed and made up."
Hey, check out
that,
right? Check out it. Again, this is just me. Not another theory just coming my head. Them on this side they're gonna cross the floor, right? Now Hamilton decided he wants to stay with Tim. So now that Tim got 3 seats, eh?
Yeah.
And then they did them and say, "Boy, Sean, I got on class, you won't stop over here." And then the premier get elevated to deputy. What do you think? You think that is possible?
No.
You don't think it's possible?
No.
But we have said earlier that this is all about personal gain. That the Charles on card was all about personal gain, was not about the progress of the country.
Yeah, but how the man could talk, eh? But how do you pull yourself to tell the people that no, we're staying with Tim? I've spoken to supporters of the CCM, and their opinion is that Tim is greedy. So why would you want to stay with someone that's greedy? Because if you lie with a dog with fleas, you can catch fleas. Birds of a feather flock together. I mean, there's so many saying that tell you wouldn't want to be aligned with Tim right now, because then it would say a lot about his character. You feel what I'm saying? So if he really does that, then there is no question. There is zero question of what all of this was about.
Yeah, but
And the other
remember,
thing,
we
okay,
remember we are people with short-term memory. We not really remember things long-term. You know,
look, Reese,
that's kind of what it is.
my problem with it is, and I was having a discussion this afternoon, my problem with the whole thing here is that when I hear the Premier talk about fair share, right? When I hear him talk about fair share, I love the idea. But I'm not hearing him talk about it in the context in which we should hear him talk about it, which is making it legislation. It's not just achieving fair share
But
and getting fair share.
let me ask you again, when you speak about that, like I said, we listen to the PAM convention.
Yeah.
If fair share business was not a highlight, you know, I tell you, the crowd went silent when the fair share come up. Now
Doesn't
check
matter.
it out. You gonna go into parliament and try to get this passed. Who you think will support that? You ended 9-2. But who you think will support that? Which other member of parliament you think is going to support that for you to have enough votes to make that legislature?
I think.
Because remember now what you're saying.
Hold on.
What you're telling secret people is that I'm going to take your money and sell it in US. That's really how they're saying it.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. There hasn't been an election where a single party, right, since how many elections now, was able to form the government without a Vision party. How many elections now? Because you had Labour needing the NRP 1 seat. Then you had Unity with, well, actually, yeah.
This one need the Nevis sponsor.
Who?
This current government, they don't need it. 4 + 2 is 6. That's majority.
Yeah. Okay. You're right, but you're right. That so I stand corrected, right? But you already see what's going on here with those two party, the People's Labour versus the PAM, right? They can't get along.
Okay, but
So what you're saying? We can make a stand and say we holding the government.
No.
Nobody can farm. Okay.
Let me tell you why, right? The 3 Nevis feel like they're secure. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sean may feel like he's secure. John L. Bailey win,
Yeah.
John L. squeeze out. Lindsay win, but Lindsay win wasn't as big as people thought it was going to be. Because I almost said a Lindsay squeeze out too. Now you want to tell people that voting for you, big man, they're going to take your money and send to another island.
Who money? It's about education here, sir. It's about education.
Who are educating people?
So you really
We've been doing it.
No. But so you really. I mean, yeah, that's what we got from. But you really think in Sinkits they don't think Visions deserve more from the CBI?
No.
That's a problem. I mean, if the audience tune into the topic, I think Alan had brought this up. No, not I think. He had brought this up. Where he had mentioned, well, put an office in Nevis and let Nevis start to be able to do their own thing. I think it's a wonderful idea. So what you
No,
bringing
no.
Sinkits, you bringing Sinkits, and what you bringing Nevis, you bringing Nevis. Seeing, we don't deserve it, apparently.
You see, you ask the question. Do I think that people in St. Kitts feel the news is on the fair share? And I'm going to take you back again to the convention when the fair share comment came up. The place went quiet. Is a reason why they went quiet here. Now, when at the PLP convention, when the Prime Minister speak about them say they want the fair share, you hear the response because they realize that Tim already not giving the fair share. So the crowd went wild because you know what? My leader already not giving them, so I support my leader. Everything that sound good, that the tough boy,
I guess so.
that the tough.
So we just can hold the brown side of the stick all the time. The brown sticky side of the stick all the time. In Nevis. That's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah,
It is what it
you
is.
know, what would be real interested, and I would gain a lot of respect for a lot of people if Parliament is dissolved and
Dissolve.
let's just say election is set for August 1st, just a random date, August 1st. If the Premier says, you know what, forget it, local election August 1st too. Bam bam, knock it all out. So now we got 5 years of work. I don't have to campaign in between 5 years. Whoever win, then I got to campaign in the 5 years. Next election time come around, we decide we're going to call election again. Because if you look at it, we are constantly in a campaign mode.
That doesn't happen. That will never happen.
That would be the sweetest thing. No, it's not going to happen, unfortunately, but that would be the best thing.
That would not happen. Right?
Why you say that?
Because the whole idea of this again, it goes back to the Constitution and making changes to the Constitution. They don't do it because of I feel like. They do it because strategically it's best for me to call the election at this time. Right? So there is no way he's gonna say the man who he has issues with right now set a date for the election for federal, and I'm going to align the local election with that date. Hell will freeze over before that happens. Especially how he probably want to focus on local elections separately and federal elections separately. You get what I'm saying? If you want to do something, make the change in the Constitution. Not decide I'm going to call the election to align with when he.
Make what change in the Constitution, Ira.
We need set dates.
Ira, so let me ask you a question. I run against Johnny down the road, right? I am the leader. I run in the country, and Johnny get in a bad accident. Johnny got to get airlifted. Why ring the bell? That is the problem with this ring the bell business. Nobody gonna give it up though because it puts you in a position of power.
And it's only one person now, eh? Apparently. It's only the leader. It's only the premier in the local side of Nevis, and it's only the prime minister. And it's crazy to me, though. It's crazy to me. But we over the hour 9 o'clock, so let me just bring up 2 other topics and switch it off. Right? So, Reese, a Philadelphia toddler was shot multiple times. Right? Multiple times. Well, this happened 3 years ago. After his father, the protector of his life, his father, right, took him to a drug deal and then
Yeah.
use him as a human shield. You hear that? The
So
allegation? Mr.
so there's more to it. So what really occurred in the drug deal and what actually led to the shooting
Yeah.
was that the father attempted to pay for these drugs with fake money,
Uh-huh.
and the altercation actually kicked off, and that is where the situation would have occurred. Now, the child would have been shot 3 years ago and just recently passed away. I don't know if the autopsy has been completed, but I would like to think that the cause of death should be the gunshots. Um, Here's what I will say: the father of that child should be arrested and charged with murder in the first degree. Should also be charged with reckless endangerment, and any other crime you could find. Anything you could find, you try against the father, you should be thrown against the father.
Definitely. That's why you
Right?
said should look at him.
I understand, unfortunately, that um, the guy would have shot at the father. I don't think the person shooting never intended to shoot the child. With that being said, the child still got shot. The person who did do the shooting should receive some form of charges. But when you talk about somebody who should get thrown under the jail, it should be the father.
First of all, how are you taking your child to these kind of business? Right? Like, people do what they do. But you're gonna take your child to this drug deal and it goes left. And you decide you need to live, so I'm going to grab this child and shield, like he grabbed this child and shield himself with the child. 2 years old, life just gone for that 2-year-old child, right?
Yep.
Thinking he's with someone that loves him, that cares for him. Probably Andy was saying, "Daddy." You get what I'm saying? Like, I have a toddler, and when I walk in with my toddler, right, I have multiple scenarios running in my head because of my surrounding, right? And every scenario is, how can I protect this child if something to like was to go this way? Like, we go walking, and there's a bridge which has a highway that, it's very uncomfortable to walk underneath because a car could come over at any time. Like, when I pass there, I'm thinking, okay, he in the stroller, would I be able to like push him out of the way fast enough so he could be safe? What would I be able to do? Like, just thinking of different scenarios of things that could go wrong and how I could protect my child, right? Even if it means me taking the blows, right? It doesn't matter. My child needs to be safe. And this man, take his child. Take his child, G. Anyway.
Yeah, so I feel like that guy, I don't think there's any place on earth for him. I don't even think life in jail is a good enough sentence for him.
It's not.
I don't even think he deserves to be in jail eating up a taxpayers' dollars. I don't believe in that.
No. I don't know what's on the punishment table for him. But yeah. And the next one is the weird topic of the week. Well, he didn't really beat the lizard story from last week, but this one is strange in itself. And Reese, we all know, like here in the United States, I'm not sure about St. Kitts and Nevis, but here in the United States, the wholesale market is crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. But it seems like it's crazy to the point where a house was sold, right? And this happened in New Jersey. A house was sold, but you have a tenant in the basement without a lease, right? There, and it is sold with you knowing that that basement is closed off and you can't access it. Now, I found it strange, but more has developed where they're saying that the owner of the house is ill and the family wanted to sell the house so that they could deal with the eviction before. But as it is, the house has been sold with an unknown tenant in the basement. And not only sold above asking price.
Sold handsomely.
Yeah, for $800 and something thousand. Now that is strange to me.
Let me tell you something. First off, me not buying a house with nobody in it. Right? Me not buying a house with nobody in it. And especially if that is in the paperwork and I know that up front, I'm not buying the house. Secondly, I'm not buying the house with asking price, knowing that somebody else is in there. There's a room that is inaccessible to me. Because if I buy a house, I buy an entire building. I don't want to buy a building and I hear this back room is off limits. No. So
you're not even buying the entire house.
Yeah, you don't know the entire home.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's wild.
And if the basement is the foundation of the house, right? So
yeah.
Imagine the person over the bottom of your house. So the part of the house that is touching earth, that is on the ground itself, is the part that you don't want. Not doing it.
There's been stories of who the person is. Apparently they're thinking it's a lady that did some cleaning for the owner and convinced him that she needed some place to stay. I don't know, because nobody commenting. It's like St. Kitts and Nevis. So Reese,
yeah, man.
You don't know we have a full week. We didn't want to go too much into the politics, but we kind of did. But the reason is we want the people to tune in tomorrow night. We want the people them to tune in to tomorrow night to what we have for them tomorrow night.
But tomorrow night is the topics. You don't know Alan Powell, China Wallet. Them guys coming to give a unique perspective on a lot of things that have been happening.
Mm-hmm.
They want to listen. You know what I mean? You hear the legal side of things from Alan Powell. You hear the wise or otherwise side of things from China Wallet. And you get some great entertainment with these guys. You know, so tune in tomorrow night and view the topics. You know, the topics have been kind of in the network for some time, so you have to give love and respect to that man for the work, you know.
And also, they would have the freshness of the freshness of Sean, the Honorable Sean Richards.
Matt just asked if no cricket from Alan. I think that there's some developments in cricket recently that Alan is speaking. So you got to tune in tomorrow to check that out.
Yeah. The topics is wide, so I don't know if he mean cricket because Alan is a cricket player. If he mean cricket in terms of the slang, but yeah, they will be bowling and batting tomorrow night for sure. I'm telling you that.
Yeah,
bowling and batting tomorrow night.
Definitely,
what time is that? 9 o'clock.
Tomorrow night is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard.
And guys gonna be tackling.
Yeah,
you know, we may actually get some information with this motion of confidence, and
Yeah.
to hear it from Alan from the legal standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
and then to hear from China what it appears,
Yeah.
from the average person on the street, it's a good
Well,
to hear.
China is above average, eh? Because he has a different. His perspective is something to admire. And then Thursday, we have a new show, right?
Someone said the whispers is back.
The Whispers, yeah,
Whis-
the Whispers.
Whispers is back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Please do not
Be on
interrupt
hand.
the Whispers.
Hold on, man.
Clock.
Matt said be on hand for Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Yeah, no respect to my cousin. Be on big up yourself.
I mean,
Family.
based on what's going on right now, anybody
He's
better.
qualified.
Yeah,
He's qualified.
anybody better. Yeah.
Bian is a member of the Real Talk Corner alumni. He has been here before, so
Yeah,
no respect to Bian.
yeah, man, respect to Beyond. You have to.
Yeah.
I
But
definitely.
I think that's where we are. I think we're gonna call it tonight.
But we didn't finish our Whispers talk up, eh? We have 1 more minute. So the Whispers will be here at 7 p.m. With host Shamika Phipps, and the conversation would be, is 3 a crowd? It's 3 a crowd, and that is in a relationship. It's 3 a crowd. So, I mean, we're just inviting everyone to tune in right here on Real Entertainment Network, either on Facebook or YouTube. We're live on both platforms. But as Reese said, this is... Oh, thanks to Eddie for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to Eddie for joining us tonight. And anything else?
Oh man, that's it.
Give-
But I also thank everybody for being here with us for doing the show.
Mhm.
We tackled a few topics, but with that being said, it's been real.
It's been real. Like, share, and see you tomorrow night.
We on the corner, man. We on the corner, man. We on the corner, man. With that real talk. We on the corner, man. With that real talk, real talk, real talk, real talk.
Don't cry. Without any sun. Lotus blossom, don't cry. Without any sun. Lotus blossom, don't cry. Without any sun. Lotus blossom, don't cry.
Real talk, real talk.